you will watch people run through Black leaders and intellectuals. And it's like there's this search for the perfect Black person who they can't seem to find. In other words, they want someone who's Black enough to identify with the culture and bring Black people in, but doesn't challenge like the status quo. And so there's always these people are anointed, and then they disappoint them and they go, okay, this isn't a Black person. Oh, KB can't do it. And so you can sometimes have during your moment as that Black person, you can think, oh, I can actually achieve it. But this is what I want to let you know. If they will tell you to be careful of somebody else, you will be that person that they will say to the next Black person. So you might as well tell the truth.
Facts. Right.
And so you just have to learn how to be your authentic self without becoming bitter.
Sure.
Now, as it relates to like strong affirmation of Black culture, I talk about this all of the time. We literally have a thing in the culture called Anglophiles. People who just love British culture.
Yes.
Give me the theologians.
Love British theology.
Actor, British literature.
British literature.
British evangelicalism. Right.
Yes.
Right.
So you can literally say, I just love British stuff.
Yeah. Even when you think about people talking about the classics, they're European.
Or even in the worship movement with Australian evangelicals. There's a whole theology there.
There's a whole flavor. Right. And nobody really says, you can't say British evangelicalism or Australian evangelicalism. But the moment you have strong affirmations of Blackness, then people start going, well, hold on. I talk about this book. I've talked about this in every interview, and nobody's called me. You remember this? You have to be like deep in evangelicalism, but it was called the Celtic Form of Evangelism in the 90s, where they said, here's how the Celts evangelize people. And this book sold like wildfire. How did the Celts imagine if I pull a book out, the Black Form of Evangelism. Well, you can't talk about race. I don't see color. And so there is this like sense of, how about the last one? The Germans.
Oh,
everybody who's read German theology will understand that the German theological method, its ethos and its tenor. You can tell when I'm reading a German theological book versus a British theological book versus an American evangelical theology book. They feel different.
Yeah. Right.
And people have talked about tracing the German heritage in biblical studies. So what I'm saying is, if everybody else gets a culture and an interpretive tradition, why can't Black people? And the reason that Black people can't, this is the important part, because Black hermeneutics are not simply neutral. They're challenging the dominant culture. So you can put the German beside the British.